Locals claimed that the skull in the Pangbosh monastery belonged to a Yeti. During an expedition, a team went to the monastery and collected a hair sample from the supposed skull. In 1937, 7 expeditions reported seeing strange footprints, and 2 expeditions claimed to have seen a Yeti. Stories of the Yeti date back thousands of years, some from even the pre-Buddhist era, and have been passed down through generations. Both the Nepali and American governments once considered the existence of the Yeti plausible, so there are specific regulations about protecting it. After returning to America, the renowned explorer Tom Slick proposed the idea that there might be 3 types of Yeti, 1 supernatural and 2 real. Initially skeptical, Slick's belief wavered after a mysterious event in 1986. In 2008, in Arunachal Pradesh, India, a worker disappeared mysteriously when returning to a military camp at 12,000 feet. His body was later found with a broken neck, awkwardly positioned, and no signs of robbery or animal attack. Local legends blame the Yeti, as footprints and a strand of unidentified hair were found near the body. Fast forward to 2019, the Indian Army tweeted about spotting 32-inch long and 15-inch wide footprints near Nepal's Makalu base camp, reigniting the debate about the Yeti's existence. While the Army shared photographic evidence for scientific evaluation, the question remains, is the Yeti a mythical creature, a misunderstood animal, or something else entirely? The interest in the Yeti isn't new. In 1951, British mountaineer Eric Shipton captured photos of 13-inch long footprints in the snow, and it caused a worldwide sensation. The prints were then considered important evidence of the existence of the Yeti and encouraged a global search for the elusive creature. Descriptions from those who claim to have seen the Yeti describe it as a large, ape-like creature, 7 to 8 feet tall, with reddish-brown or gray-black fur. The Yeti is said to emit a foul odor and communicate through whistling. It is usually seen alone or in pairs. Stories from Bhutan and Nepal portray it as a harbinger of bad luck and death. The origins of the Yeti can be traced to ancient Tibetan legends, where it is referred to as Yeti, meaning cliff-dwelling bear. Religious texts from the 12th century mention a connection between Yetis and humans, claiming both shared a common ancestor. The folklore often portrays the Yeti as a mystical being tied to the spiritual and cultural history of the Himalayan region. Historical accounts of the Yeti began gaining attention in modern times, with reports as early as 1832. British naturalist Brian Hodgson and Army officer Major L.A. Waddell both documented mysterious encounters in the Himalayas. Later in 1921, climbers near Mount Everest reported seeing large footprints, which were attributed to Meto Kangmi, loosely translated to man-bear snowman. The term Abominable Snowman originated from a mistranslation in the 1920s, but soon became synonymous with the Yeti. By the 1930s, Western explorers intensified their efforts to uncover the truth. Reports of Yeti skulls and hands in Tibetan monasteries further fueled speculation. Tom Slick was an American millionaire who conducted several Yeti expeditions between 1957 and 1959. He studied alleged Yeti remains, footprints, and hair samples, but died in a plane crash before revealing his findings. He believed there could be 3 distinct types of Yeti, yet the mystery remains unresolved. Is the Yeti a myth, an evolutionary relic, or a product of human imagination? It is an enigma, since ancient legends up to present-day expeditions continue to capture the world's attention. The height of Yeti's popularity was a thrilling time. Several films, such as The Snow Creature, 1954, and The Abominable Snowman, 1957, kept the imagination of the masses alive. Even the famous comic series The Adventures of Tintin featured Tintin running into a Yeti in Tintin in Tibet, 1958-59. The comic is very popular even now. All of this films, footprints as reported, and eyewitnesses transformed into the myth of Yeti that caused a wave around the world to see the Yeti. There was a need for Nepal government and U.S. governments to formulate rules in the year 1959 on regulating this increasing mania. This had 3 key points, stated as follows. Nepal collected royalty fee of 5,000 Indian rupees from people to give them Yeti hunting permit in order to maximize this phenomenon. Hunting Yetis was strictly prohibited, though killing one in self-defense was allowed. If a Yeti were captured alive, it had to be handed over to the Nepalese government. Any discoveries or reports related to Yetis required government approval before being shared with the press. Interestingly, these regulations were created despite the uncertainty about the Yeti's existence. The governments believed the creature might be real, and countless expeditions followed. Among the explorers searching for the truth, 3 are special mentions. 1. Peter Byrne. Peter Byrne is an Irish-American explorer who took part in 5 expeditions and spent 38 months in the Himalayas. On one visit to the Pangboche Monastery, which was believed to have Yeti relics, Byrne convinced the lamas to give him a finger from a supposed hand of Yeti in return for a donation. Smuggled to London with the assistance of actor James Stewart, Professor William Osmond Hill analyzed the finger. What did he find? It was not a Yeti finger. It was human. Second, Reinhold Messner. A well-known Italian mountaineer, Reinhold Messner initially rejected the Yeti legend, but an incident in 1986 transformed his opinion. While on a Tibetan trail, he reportedly saw a tall, upright creature, around 7 feet tall, running and jumping between trees. This made him obsessed with finding the Yeti for 12 years. Messner finally decided that the Yeti was in fact a Himalayan brown bear that people misidentified. 3. Daniel C. Taylor. American author Daniel C. Taylor narrowed his search in Nepal's dense Barun Valley. Fresh footprints, Taylor first thought of Yeti tracks. Through further research, however, these were found to be tracks of a tree bear. Analysis of hair samples and footprints by Taylor also established that the sightings were not Yeti, but bears whose footprints overlapped. Scientific studies and the decline of the myth. For many years, various scientific study works have proven the falseness of the existence of Yetis. DNA research on hair, bones, and teeth samples from various believed Yeti sightings revealed them as coming from known animals. Such included Himalayan brown bears, Tibetan brown bears, or even dogs. For example, in 2014, Brian Sykes from Oxford carried out tests on over 30 hair samples. 2 of the samples looked unique at first, but proved to be a rare Himalayan brown bear species in further analysis. A study carried out in 2017 confirmed that all tested samples belonged to bears or dogs. The advent of smartphones had also dispelled the Yeti mystery. With almost everyone carrying cameras, genuine evidence of the Yeti has not appeared in this age, with so many persons residing in the Himalayas. Cultural and psychological impact. The legend probably came from cultural folklore, and because people are attracted to the mystic. Stories handed down have, over the years, merged with societal influence, molding people's belief system regarding the existence of a mythical creature. The idea of the Yeti represents more than just a creature. It symbolizes humanity's desire to escape modern life and reconnect with nature. However, we don't need mythical creatures to fuel our curiosity. Our planet is home to real wonders worth exploring and protecting. For instance, there is the critically endangered snow leopard, of which there are fewer than 4,000 individuals. Climate change affects this big cat. Yearly, scientists continue discovering new species. For this year and the last ones, for example, are listed below. The Popa langur, 2020, of Myanmar, a type of monkey with less than 200 individuals left. A legless lizard discovered in Angola, 2023. Glowing mystery mollusk found within the ocean's midnight zone of a translucent appearance and able to bioluminesce, 2024. Gigantopithecus, the real Yeti? The closest real-life counterpart to the Yeti might be the extinct Gigantopithecus. This 10-foot-tall ape lived 200,000 years ago near the Himalayan region. Could ancient human encounters with this creature have inspired Yeti folklore? Conclusion. The myth of the Yeti reminds us of our tendency to run after something unknown, and in so doing, miss the treasure that surrounds us. Rather than mythical creatures, let's protect the species we do have from becoming a mere legend. Always seeking what is impossible, we overlook the treasure within our reach.